We're excited to be on TV now. Many of you are familiar with our Sports Central radio show that airs on 1430 WLKF every Thursday from 5 to 6 p.m. Taking it a little bit to the next level now with television, so we're excited. And boy, this set is just unbelievable. What a first show we have to work with here. And we have to thank some people like the good folks at Badcock who donated the chairs for us. And I know, Hank, you worked hard on this set. You've got some people to thank.
Thank you very much. I really do. Barry Burgoon at Visual Images in downtown Winter Haven and his wife Kim really went the extra yard. And Barry was burning the midnight oil a few nights to help me get this design done so we could have it for the show tonight, and I can't thank him enough and all the hard work he did. And also, of course, Mr. Keith Roper from Modern Display, who helped out, and then my company at Showtime provided a lot of the display structure for the for the set. So it's been exciting to put this all together and be rocking.
There you go. This is a kickoff show for sports. Yeah, absolutely, for Sports Central, everybody. And this is a great example of the public-private partnerships that exist right here in Polk County. Mike Kerr, our county manager, is a real proponent of that. Tom Patton, director of economic development, has done a marvelous job promoting these partnerships. And the theme this year for tourism and sports is prosperity through partnerships. Mark Jackson, along with my co-host here, Hank Longo, kicking off number 100.
Number 100 show, I'm telling you. I haven't aged a bit, but
Right. Hey, we've got some very special guests coming up. We have Jim Rhodes, M. Barton from the Lakeland Derby. That's kind of a cool event in Lakeland.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that. That's a lot of fun. We also have Lauren Oakley and Kiara Lennox of the 100 Holes of Golf coming up at Lake Region.
Absolutely. And of course, a very good friend of ours, John Burton from the Sun and Fun. I stumbled a little bit there. You get some celebrities like that, you get a little nervous.
You get a little nervous. Yeah. John's here. I told him no doing this to us while he's sitting
Absolutely. Well, everybody stick around for this week's edition of Sports Central. Okay, I got to get my question out of the way first. You know what my question is, Mr. Duncan?
I'm usually horrified when you say something like that.
When are you going to bring back Thirsty Thursdays? That was my favorite day.
We have it.
But it's now like a dollar dog day.
No, we don't do dollar beers.
Oh.
It gets a little crazy.
Okay.
Maybe you're the reason we moved away from it.
Think we have a winner. Ding, 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 ding.
Would you give them a cheat sheet over there?
We do half price. We do half price. So you get, $3 for beers, $3 for frozen drinks. So it's still a pretty good deal.
And you have Dollar Mondays.
Yeah, we do Dollar Mondays. So you
What's
get
that all about?
dollar sodas, popcorn, peanuts, dogs, tickets. I mean, it's a pretty good deal.
Tickets?
Yeah, you can get in for $1.
$1 for a ticket.
No way.
Yeah.
Really?
You heard it here.
Yeah.
For some reason, something very strange happens to me when I'm eating barbecue. I don't know what happens, but I kind of just have this strange effect. But so do we really get to try some
Yeah,
of
we
this?
got sauces here. Rick Smith from Rick's Barbecue sent this in. Rick has
You're
been
gonna
doing
love
this
it.
event for
You're gonna
13
love it.
years. And he's one of the guys that have been there since
Here,
the
let me
beginning.
hand you a napkin.
Oh, this is going to be delicious.
It smells delicious. Oh, that barbecue aroma just gets me to have such an appetite. Here, Neil, oink down on one of these.
I think I'll wait just a second until we
Kevin,
get to
well,
break.
I'm not sure.
I don't want anyone to see how fast I go through the ribs on air, okay? Because it's going to be ugly here in a few minutes.
Brian Lacey, eat your heart out. I am eating, and you haven't been invited to the table for this one.
Pigfest, I mean, I love going there because, one, you can park. Number two, you can get in, without any problems. The food is outstanding. The music is outstanding. But you've had some challenges along the way this year that you've never, ever had before. What's happening in Tiger Town?
We're lucky that with our contract that extends the Tigers in Lakeland and the major construction project, almost $40 million construction project that's going on there over this 2-year period, the runway, the northern portion of the runway between the stadium and the practice field will no longer be available as part of the venue of our event. So we've had to restructure the event, reorganize parking and so forth, put in all the infrastructure necessary to accommodate over 120 teams this year.
So the 18-year-old of 1980 is not the same as the 18-year-old of 2015. So how has your coaching had to change to accommodate the different generations over the past few decades?
Well, obviously in the old days when Mark, when we were all in school, whatever the coach said, you know, they never questioned it.
Yep.
Today, kids they want to know why you're asking them to do what they're doing, and so that's changed a lot. And the game's gotten faster, and I think as a coach, you have to change with it. If you know, show me a coach that never changes or doesn't move his offense or doesn't change, I'll show a coach that doesn't win very often. So. And you got to listen to your kids more. Their opinions count.
Talk about, you know, we'll get to the Sun and Fun in just a second, but talk about what it's been like and what it was like to be crowned last year at the RP Funding Center.
Wow, it was. I can't believe it's been almost a year now. Time flies so fast when you're so busy and just having an incredible time. But it was an unbelievable moment. I mean, I was totally shocked and just thrilled. I had the opportunity to go to Miss America, won the swimsuit award, win more scholarship money for school, and I've now got to spend this year serving the state of Florida, and that's what I absolutely love doing.
You know, and Sarah, one of the things about being the reigning Miss Florida, people think there's a lot of glamour, there's a lot of celebrity functions and high-profile stuff. But it is hard work. It's like 24/7, 365.
And yeah, you're right. A lot of people, you only see the glamour, right? You see what's on social media, what's on TV. What people don't see is the hours I spend in the car, you know, the so many hours that I spend at events and doing things. For example, tomorrow I'm driving all the way to Miami to do an event and then all the way to Tallahassee the next day. So, you know, there's so much hard work that goes into it to make, you know, all the glamorous events happen.
Really, what keeps people coming back to Lakeland and to the Orange Cup Regatta?
That's a good question. What they come back for is to set records. And we set the first weekend in March as a permanent date because it's the beginning of the circuit for the year. They start, from this point on, they'll start moving north. And so that's one of the reasons why we have a test day on Friday, because a lot of these inboards now are primarily in Canada and up in the northern states. And they've been working on their boats all winter long, and they haven't had a chance to test them. So we allow them to come in on a Friday and test. That means we have to have ambulances and our dive teams and all of our safety things in
you know,
place.
You bring that up, the dive teams. I mean, you don't really think about the danger that's involved in this, you know, when you watch them zooming around, but you know, when they get racing and the water gets bumpy and these things are catching air and one of them happens to flip or something, and then all of a sudden you've got a driver in a boat upside down.
Exactly.
You got to have some people that can get there quick for the rescue.
Well, safety is our number one thing. And we have 4 divers on the lake at all times, and all the boats today, with the exception of what we call the kneel downs, which are for the younger, really for the younger people. But the canopies, when they flip over, we've got to get them out of there, and they all are wearing 5-point harnesses. So, and then we also have the capability of pumping oxygen into them. So we have a really crackerjack safety team.
p.m. It's actually opening weekend. We play Friday, Sunday, and then we come back and play Tuesday night as well.
Oh my gosh.
At the RP Funding Center. So we're starting off with a bang. We really hope everyone will come out and see
support
the action.
It's great. Well, this has been, you've been preparing this for some time. I mean, you know, it's just, you don't just say, okay, here are the guys for the team and let's get this going. Behind the scenes has really been a lot of work to get ready for this special day and for a great season, for a great new thing happening here in Lakeland.
Yeah, so we've been working in the market since about January. We announced the team in December. And since January, we've been out there. We've been meeting people, bringing partners on board, really getting into the community, going through a renovation at the RP Funding Center, which has been very fun. All new digital technology, new video boards, brand new team locker room. So it's actually been a labor of love here getting to Friday, but it's been so exciting. We're excited to have the community come out and actually see it all come together. We have only had a team now for about a week and a half. There was a G League draft on the 21st, and then they opened training camp on the 24th. And so ever since then, the team's been practicing 2-a-days. They've really been getting after it, and today they left on their first road trip to really kick off the regular season.
Most people, maybe they'll see they'll see a team out at a restaurant, but they're not sure why they're in town or where they're playing. So give us a quick overview, Rob. I mean, there's 2 main facilities. Certainly there'll be ancillary facilities, but kind of give us an overview of where they'll be playing, and then if you could, kind of run through what a team does here while they're here for a week.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And teams come down for, a lot of them come down for that week, but some of them come down for 2 weeks. Some of them come down for 10 days. But they're obviously staying in the Polk County resorts that are around here. A lot of them are out in the Davenport area, doing the resort stuff. But they're really focused on their baseball during their time here. A lot of them are playing double headers, so they're out there for 7 hours, 8 hours a day, and then going to the local restaurants and all that kind of stuff while they're here as well, and taking in some of the entertainment options that are out there as well during the time frame. But Lake Myrtle Sports Complex is our main place where we play. It's a 9-field complex, just a great place. The coaches love playing there. So that's about 600 of our games are played there. And then Chain of Lakes, which we've talked about earlier with the spring training, is really our second facility where we'll have another 200 or 300 games there. So, and then on like March 10th, we have 80 games going that day, and we've got about 30 different fields being used. So we're kind of spread out all.
It's a great event for Florida Southern. It's a great event for the Lakeland and the community. Talk about why the Tigers do it and what it means to the Tigers.
Absolutely. For us, it's again, the relationship and partnership with Florida Southern College. And you see now, I know the Red Sox still do a couple of their college games, and I think they've gone now to both games in the same day.
Yep.
Most major league teams have gotten away from that. And again, we like to do things differently than other organizations, and I think that's what separates us. And so for us, it's a way to showcase Florida Southern College, a great Division II program that they've had the history of that. Matt Joyce, a former player for us, I think they just retired his number, and the relationships we've had along the way. And it's a showcase of the facility to them. It's a way for them to be able to utilize our stadium. I'm sure it helps with recruiting. And that partnership goes a long way. You take a look at 2 years ago when we had to play at Henley Field when Marchand Stadium was being renovated. And there were a lot of logistics involved. We worked very closely with the athletics department and then with Lance Negro, the head baseball coach. Those things don't get done unless you have those relationships in place, right? So they rearranged a lot of their scheduling and practicing for us, and that meant a lot to us. And so those are the things that have been going on for many, many years that make that relationship and make that game go. And for us on the operational side, it's a great way to get in there and have that exhibition game, work out some of the kinks logistically in the operations. But overall, it's a great way for our community to come out, support a local college team, to be able to play against a major league team in the Tigers.
Talk about your career. I mean, 19 years ago, you decided to get into this. Where did it all kind of happen? Where did it all evolve? What made you get into refereeing sports?
It's like a lot of guys and gals. You know someone who's done it or know someone who's doing it, and they invite you out. And that's how I got started. A group of friends said, hey, why don't you come out and officiate some sports with us, see if you're interested in doing that. And that's how I got hooked. And that's how we, word of mouth, recruits new officials for us. Mm-hmm. We do very little public ads to try to get new recruits to come out and participate in our sports officiating program. Most of it's word of mouth, and it does well. I think in football we have about 100 officials. In basketball we have about 120 in our local association.
Joining us now, Mr. John Oney from the RP Funding Center. John, hey, it's good to see you, brother.
Gosh, thanks for having me. This is, I appreciate this.
First time as a guest, you've co-hosted before.
Yeah, kind of sitting on the right seat versus usually I only ever sat in the middle seat. I always had a driver on the left seat. Yeah, so first time on this side, and so it's kind of neat to be on this side of the table. So cool.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of things going on at the RP Funding Center. Talk to us a little bit about what's going on and all the great events happening.
Yeah, so there's a lot of buzz going on around the RP Funding Center right now. Formerly the Lakeland Center, just for our viewers out there so they know exactly what we're talking about. The RP Funding Center changed its name to the current name about 3 months ago. And so along with that, we've got a slew of things going on around the venue. And two of the things that we've got going on are major sports. Someone said recently that Polk County really has become the professional sports destination of Central Florida. I'm not sure who said that. I may have heard it on a radio, maybe a talk show, but a wise man said that, and it's true. We've got the fortunate to be host of two professional sports teams with the Lakeland Magic and, of course, with Andrew at the Florida Tropics. So We've got some renovations going on in the arena. We've got some renovations going on in the meeting spaces. And like I said, just a huge buzz right now surrounding